Now it's the 28th. Your phone lights up with that little banking notification, and you already know not to look. So of course, you look. And there it is, the number that's supposed to carry you 2 more weeks. Except it won't. Rent just hit. The subscription you swore you canceled just hit. And Saturday's treat yourself dinner is still echoing through your statement. You're standing in your kitchen, doing the math you avoided all month, and the math is losing. You're not broke because you're stupid. Keep watching, because you are very much not the only one. And this is more fixable than it feels standing there right now. Here's the story you've been sold about why this keeps happening. You just need more motivation, more discipline. You need to want it more. That's a lie, and a comfortable one, because it means you can fix it by feeling guilty. The real mechanism has nothing to do with laziness. Nobody ever taught you the specific handful of habits that quietly drain young people, and the ones that quietly build them. Consider this. Only about 7% of people your age are considered financially literate. 7%. That's not a character flaw. That's a system that forgot to hand you the manual. So let me make this real. Picture yourself at 32, not some blurry future. You, 10 years from now, sitting at a friend's kitchen table. 2 versions of you could be in that chair. One is stressed, still living paycheck to paycheck, wondering where a whole decade went. The other one started putting away $200 a month early and is now sitting on the front edge of real freedom. The gap between those 2 people isn't luck, and it isn't income. It comes down to 7 habits. 7 money habits that, if you stop them now, decide which chair you're in. Let's walk through all 7. Number 1, paying only the minimum on your credit card. The statement says, minimum payment, $35. You pay the $35. Feels responsible, right? You paid something. Here's the trap. That minimum is engineered to keep you paying forever. The most common money mistakes for people your age cluster right here. Paying only minimums, buying things you don't need on credit, and opening too many cards too fast. Each one feels tiny. Together they compound against you. The exact way investing is supposed to compound for you, just pointed in the wrong direction. So this week, pull up every card. On the highest interest one, pay more than the minimum. Even $20 more counts. And freeze all new card applications for the next 12 months. Because debt isn't the only thing eating your money. Sometimes it's the roof over your head. Number 2, letting rent eat more than 30% of your income. You found the apartment. It's gorgeous. It's also 45% of your take-home pay, but you'll make it work. Overpaying on rent is one of the single most common moves that quietly destroys a young person's financial breathing room. Once rent crosses roughly 30% of your income, every other goal, saving, investing, surviving an emergency, gets strangled before it even starts. There's a benchmark experts push for people exactly your age. 50, 30, 20. Half your money on needs, 30% on wants, 20% on saving and investing. Blow the entire needs budget on rent alone, and the other 2 collapse. So before you sign anything, run one calculation. Monthly rent divided by monthly take-home pay. If that number is over 0.3, you don't have a rent problem. You have a math problem. Find a cheaper place or find a roommate. And speaking of the math we'd all rather avoid, hold that thought because it's coming back. Number 3, lifestyle inflation. The raise finally hits, your first real bump in pay, and a little voice says, I've earned it. Nicer car, nicer apartment. The upgrades feel like rewards you're owed. There's an old line for this. The more you earn, the more you burn. It is the most reliable way on earth to get a raise and still feel broke. This is exactly why people pulling in good money stay paycheck to paycheck. Every time income climbs, lifestyle climbs to match, and the gap between them never grows. If you do finance a car to celebrate, at least remember the benchmark serious buyers use. The 23-8 rule. No less than 20% down, a loan no longer than 3 years, and no more than 8% of your monthly income on the payment. Most "I earned it" car deals fail all three at once. So here's the move. The next raise you get, before you spend a cent of it, automatically route half of the increase straight into savings or investing. You never see it, so you never miss it. And here's what that half could quietly become if you start now instead of later. Number 4, waiting to invest. You figure investing is for later, when you earn more, when you finally got it together. This is the most expensive habit on the entire list. And the cruel part is it doesn't even feel like a habit. It feels like patiently waiting. So watch what waiting actually costs. Invest $200 a month starting at 22 at a 7% return, and by 65, you're sitting on over $600,000. Start the exact same $200 a month at 32, just 10 years later, and you end up with less than half of that. Same effort, same monthly amount. The only variable is time. And time is the one resource you have more of than anyone older than you watching this. One honest caution though, if you're carrying high interest debt, say a student loan around 9%, investing while that debt sits there is often a mathematical losing game because the debt is growing faster than your money can. Kill the expensive debt first, then invest relentlessly. Your move. Open one low-cost index fund account this week and set an automatic transfer, even $50 a month. The amount matters far less than the start date. But before you pour everything into investing, you need a cushion, or one bad month wipes the whole thing out. Number 5, running with no emergency fund. Everything's fine, right up until the car dies, or your hours get cut, or a medical bill shows up out of nowhere. And suddenly that credit card from Habit 1 is back in your hand. Most young people badly underestimate how unpredictable life is, and they launch their careers with zero cash buffer. Here's a number that should rattle you a little. For people your age, unemployment is the #1 driver of debt. 20% of 18 to 24-year-olds point straight to it, compared to 14% of the general population. You are more exposed to income shocks than everyone else, not less. So a buffer isn't paranoia. It's the thing that lets you say no to bad debt when life goes sideways. Set a first target of $1,000 in a separate account you don't touch. Not 10,000, 1,000. Small, specific, doable. Now, every single habit so far traces back to one root skill almost nobody talks about. Number 6, avoiding the numbers instead of learning them. A form uses words like APR and compound and amortization, and your brain just slides right off it. You close the tab, you'll deal with it later. Researchers actually have a name for this. Skagerlund and colleagues found that when people lack basic comfort with numbers, not advanced math, just everyday numeracy, they don't make bad financial decisions. They avoid making decisions at all. Avoidance feels safer than being wrong. And the classic research from Lusardi showed the flip side. Financial knowledge lines up directly with doing better at budgeting, managing credit, and saving for the future. Here's the uncomfortable twist. In wealthy countries with fancy financial systems, young people often know less than young people in developing economies, because it's so easy to outsource all your thinking to apps and institutions. Blind dependence is not the same thing as being safe. So pick one term you've been dodging. Start with compound interest and spend 10 minutes today actually understanding it. Just one. Numeracy beats 100 hot tips. But money was never only about logic. There's one emotional habit that hijacks everything we've covered. Number 7, panic spending when prices rise. Everything's getting more expensive. Everyone online won't stop saying so, and somehow that stress makes you spend more, not less. A little, I deserve this here, a doom purchase there. This isn't a personal weakness, it's documented. Research from Hayo and Neumeier found that simply perceiving the cost of living going up creates anticipatory stress that pushes young adults into irrational spending and saving decisions. Anxiety-driven spending. The fear itself rewrites your behavior, usually in the exact wrong direction, and naming it takes some of its power away. So here's the counter move. When you feel the urge to stress spend, put a 24-hour timer on any non-essential purchase over $50. If you still want it tomorrow, fine, buy it. But most of the time, that urge was just the anxiety talking, and it's gone by morning. All right, here's the blunt part, no cushion. About 23% of people aged 18 to 24 are in real financial difficulty right now, and almost nobody your age was ever properly taught how to avoid it. That's the hard truth, and pretending otherwise would waste your time. But here's the other half of that exact same sentence. The people who climb out are not the ones who got handed money or a perfect childhood. They're the ones who learned a few specific habits early and ran with them. You are not behind because you're incapable. You're behind because you were never shown. And being shown is precisely what just happened in the last few minutes. The disadvantage is real, so is your power to erase it. Go back to that kitchen table, 10 years out, the two versions of you. Nothing separates them except a handful of decisions that each felt microscopic in the moment. One card payment, one rent calculation, one automatic transfer, one term you finally bothered to understand. That's the whole secret. Freedom doesn't get built in one heroic move. It gets built in boring, repeatable habits that stack up while you're not even looking. You don't have to fix your entire financial life today. You just have to stop feeding the habits that are quietly working against you. Pick which chair you want at that table, and then act like it. So here's your homework, and it's specific. Out of these 7 habits, pick 3, just 3, that hit closest to home, and commit to breaking them for the next 30 days. Not all 7, 3. Then drop a comment telling me which 3 you picked, so future you and everyone else reading can hold you to it. And do it today, not Monday, not when things settle down, not the first of next month. Today. Which version of you ends up at that kitchen table is decided by what you do in the next 24 hours, not next week. Don't settle for your baseline. Go beyond it.